Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
I have a little talk to give you before I sing. My mother, when she was a young girl, she lived on a farm in LaRue County near Hodgenville. And on Sunday mornings, my grandmother would get she, her sister, and 4 brothers up and get them all dressed up in their Sunday best, while my grandfather went down to the barn and hooked up a couple of horses to an old farm wagon. And they would go all climb aboard, and they would head down a country lane to a little white clapboard church that was one Sunday a Methodist church, and the next Sunday it was a Christian church. The Christian church pastor was a fellow named Gordon, and occasionally my grandmother would ask him to come home to dinner. My mother loved it because she was able to ride home with the pastor in his one-horse shay and just loved it. My grandmother and grandfather weren't the richest people in the world, and so she would have maybe a platter of fried chicken, a plate of country ham, some fresh green beans, some fresh corn on the cob, maybe a big platter of biscuits, a bowl of country gravy, a little dish with country butter on it, that she had made. After they finished that, she would go to the big old cast iron stove, and they ate in the kitchen, by the way, and she would open the kitchen door and pull out a warm blackberry cobbler. Waste of time. I imagine that preacher went home thinking he'd had a little slice of heaven. It was a wonderful day, and I thank God for that privilege from my mother. But this preacher, he preached a couple of hours, and he was a very talented man. He played the piano and led the singing, and he played one song quite often, and it was a song called "When They Ring Those Golden Bells," and I'd like to sing it for you now and for my mother. There's a land beyond the river that they call the sweet forever, and you only reach that shore by faith's decree. One by one we'll gain the portals, there to dwell with the immortals, when they ring those golden bells for you and me. Oh, don't you hear the bells now ringing? Don't you hear the angels singing? 'Tis a glory, hallelujah, jubilee, in that far-off sweet forever, just beyond the shining river, when they ring those golden bells for you and me. When our days shall know their number, when in death we sweetly slumber, when the King commands our spirits to be free, nevermore with anguish laden we shall reach that lovely Eden, when they ring those golden bells for you and me. Oh, don't you hear the bells now ringing? Don't you hear the angels singing? 'Tis the glory, hallelujah, jubilee, in that far-off sweet forever, just beyond the shining river, when they ring those golden bells for you and me. After a few years, while my mother was still alive, I would go to her church, Shively Christian, and I would sing this song on her birthday. While I was singing, you could hear a little tap, tap, tap. And I wondered what it was, but I later found out it was the buttons off of her dress. But she was swelling up with pride. She said I was the most perfect child in the world. And then she told me that. Well, a few weeks ago, I told Nelda that. I said, Nelda, I'm the most perfect man in the world. She did just exactly what you're doing. She backed to the rack and said, who in the world, what in the world makes you think that? And I said, my mother told me. Nelda and I are going to be married December December the 30th. All of you invited, by the way. It'll be right here in this church at 4 o'clock on that day, and we'll have a little reception afterwards. But what I wanted to tell you was that after we're married a year or two, I think she's going to go around telling everybody that she's married the perfect husband.